It's another beautiful morning in this beautiful holodeck training module for our souls. They're turning up the test programming, right? They're turning up the heat. Your true colors are gonna come out as I press on you. I find out if you're a diamond or not when I press on you. Diamonds formed under pressure. Maybe you become one because I press on you, because I kicked you out of the nest early enough and you were able to get those wings. It's probably a very dynamic, layered, important process with no, a true cultivator does not miss, man. He really gets his dailies, his weeklies, his monthlies, all those things are totally in check, and if I make a partnership with somebody, to do this and the other thing while I'm over here in this city or whatever stuff, and I come back and it's not done, I made a mistake by selecting this person. It's not his fault, it's my fault. I should have been able to figure this guy out a little bit better and find out that he couldn't keep his word. I shouldn't have thrown, you know, you get feelings about somebody sometimes. And maybe you are being too hard on yourself. Maybe the circumstances were guided from above. Maybe tank. Maybe it's not as bad as you think. Tank, I mean in the Matrix. The guy on the other side. Maybe he's changing the environment to where, this soldier of God is giving you a dynamic, multifaceted test. You know what I mean? Recording as you go, possibly giving potential doors and windows to jump through as you go, as you earn them. According to Einstein, all things, all energy, all information, all of this cannot be created nor destroyed, can be changed. So that means it's all been there, especially in this existence. And as a 15-year working biologist every day for the last 15 years, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, we came here to get strong. We are inside of the ultimate technology that's been here for years and years and years. It will be here for years and years and years, whether we survive or not. They do want to turn the whole place into a black rock completely. That's what one group of people is interested in doing. Why? Some off-worldly, outside of the test of the training module and inside the training module, because what's the training module? It's resistance. What are we doing in the gym? We're doing the hard things against a lot of heavy weight, right? We're building up inner muscle, and I've said for a long time, thankfully, it's probably these dynamic layers. It's these angels who have looked out for me, who have taken the time to show me this, right? At certain ages, it has to do with there was no one in my life robbing me of those experiences. And there actually was, in my case, hugely. You couldn't rob a person of experience more. But and because I was able to break out of that completely, I was able to have incredibly free-minded experiences to the point where I've actually always been a leader. People have always been following me. And I've always wanted, to be honest, I've always wanted to be more of a, I was very lucky coming up in Albuquerque, New Mexico in the 90s, the best Spartan culture you ever had, with a group of guys that were like one of the spirit tipping groups of guys within the social culture there. And they were all 3 or 4 years older than me, actually. Some of them 5 and 6 years older than me. I was out there so freaking young because I had broke out of juvie joints and I'm running around the streets like, crazy. Just don't even care, you know. I had just been drugged for however many months and fucking stuck in a room, right? So I'm just cork coming out of a bottle there. Don't care about your life. As soon as your name gets run, you're back in the slammer, you know. You had to do all kinds of crazy shit to get out of there, so you're in stealth mode every kind of way, right? And you're, that's a very interesting prototype for a very young person. It's like, where is it all the time? Where's this kid's mom? How are you out here? You know, I had made up stories. There's a song by Henry Rollins' band called Liar, and in that song it says, I'll turn you into, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, bro. I'm getting these messages. I'll turn you into me. I'll turn you into me. And it's true. If there's a crazy liar within your midst, you will be a liar. Some of you don't even know. Some of you are just no standards. You didn't pass all those angelically layered pieces of the test. So you're just stuck over here in Jerry Springer land with people who lie to you, being a part of their lies to others, about others, and just right? That's why I say the solo journey is so important. It really truly is, you know. You got to be content with yourself. You can't care about what other people are saying, you know. I was also in this Albuquerque story. I became so insanely culturally popular at such a young age in like 3 different social genres, you know, that I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't go anywhere. I used to tell people, listen, man, if you don't have 1,000 haters, 3 stalkers, and an official investigation on you with the authorities, you're not superstar enough. I used to joke, right? What's funny about that is, okay, I have been in environments since, let's just say. I gotta be careful how I say this, right? I have been in environments since where the plethora, the extremity, and the plethora of the small jealous-minded fan club banter. Dude, I have gone to these places and heard I died in a helicopter accident. Thanks. That's like Buddy Holly, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Woohoo, right on. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, the derogatory, you know, that was the good one I'll share with you. The derogatory ones are fucking just for, you know, I do satanic rituals while eating rotten food. Oh, it's just, you know, and any not small jealous-minded cultural, not like who's been through any kind of life, all right, can very quickly deduce that the only thing that, see, when you see when small jealous-minded people see courageous, strong individuals doing everything they can't, having the life that they can't have, you know, constantly pushing forward, very valiant, very honest. These people, it's too much for their senses. They're like, fuck, I couldn't hold that bar, and here comes this shining crystal mirror of what I could have been, what anyone could have been, but I just degenerated. I wanted the beach, I wanted the bars, I wanted the instant gratification. You know, I sat around and fucking did mouth service and flapped my gums rather than move myself and actually do something worth my time. A lot of people just sit in their room and jerk off. Do you know what I mean? They do. A lot of people have a lot of fucking problems with a lot of good people even do that. because they don't want to sit around and talk with a bunch of shit-talking, pathetic pieces of garbage that stayed in vacation land too long and avoided who they were supposed to be, and now they're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And talking about other people that they wish they could be in such derogatory ways, creating such incredible real problems for them, you know, because you know, it's like well, Blue visits the show. Huh, Blue? The coolest dog in the whole world. Say what's up. Say what's up, JJ? But we are, you know, we are blessed with a beautiful existence and something on the other side. I talk about this in the last one. We are the product of intentions. We are the product of loving, creational, creative intentions that cares quite a bit about making sure that we have some opposition and that we get consequences for our actions, and that we exist inside of the law of polarity. Very important to understand. I have 3 videos just on the law of polarity right now inside of these 75 videos that I've got, that have gotten 3,500 subscribers, or I wouldn't even be continuing to plug away here and check in here. But it's crazy the way the dynamics move around when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. One thing falls apart, but another thing falls into your lap, and the people who are dedicated and true of heart. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Dedicated and true of heart, true of heart, true of heart. They still tune in. They still message me. They still come around and put a comment. If you are anywhere under your highest true of heart version, you will not support other people. That's very hard to do. I'm noticing in society. I just support everybody that I think is worth supporting, and I'm trying to support only small guys mostly, because they want you to support the celebrity. And the celebrity could be as cool as nails, as you know what I mean, but there's size limits to the way we're supposed to operate. And as much as I love Chase Hughes, and I just saw this video debunking him and showing how a lot of the stuff he says is not credible. Well, a lot of the stuff I say sometimes is a little bit off, especially when I'm onto something nobody else is onto, and everybody's looking at me and the expert of it. We're all battling dynamically, constantly, and that's why I'm telling you, the best of us are gonna be at this shit. The best version of myself has come out from getting up at 2:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. doing all this kinds of self-work, self-inventory, self-reflection, reading, Steiner, you know, seriously advanced, some of the most seriously advanced minds of our time. You know, not these bullshit committee, either discernment. You've got to sit there and be like, all right, I could read Machiavelli, I could read Nietzsche, and I should have an overview of who these people are, so I know what people are referencing when they talk about it. You know what I mean? But why would I pour my heart and soul and time into this that has such a cognition when there's so many other philosophic, anthropic, whatever, psychological, metaphysical science is what all this is, you know, to be looked at out there. There's so many other options. Yeah, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of big dynamic challenges, problems, and puzzles all the time. You know, I just got hit with another slammer the other day. And you know, the world, we are coming in, we were too weak, and we allowed pathetic, mouth servicing, no merit having, shit talker people, boop, You never know when a fertilizer come in. So come on, let me finish it. Super deadly snakes. You never know in the morning. It's been night time all now. Sometimes stuff gets lost. So you know, listen. Human beings, for the most part, are some pathetic. And this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna gang up now. All weak people are ganging up. It used to be a lot of oppressed, broken home people. No, now that's not what we're looking at anymore. Broken home people, yeah, they'll click together, but these are tight, seriously high operational units, and they're very, very extremely rare now. For the most of the people, if they're ganged up, if one person says, "ha," and that means a whole bunch of people say, "ha," get away from that. That's the herd right there. And you're just being distracted. You're being completely distracted and deceived. I'm going to give you hard truth here. You're pathetic. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Nothing you say is true. Nothing you do is true. You're way off the groove. You're weaponized by something that's way outside of the size limits. So you shouldn't be paying attention to it. Let the herd pay attention to it. Believe me, there's enough attention being paid there. And that's all a mistake. That's all a mistake. In fact, if we simply stop paying attention to them, turn here, move geographically, many times that's needed because these fucking people are needy. That we are their life rafts. We are their camels. All right? When it comes to narcissists in our family, when it comes to the narcissists in the government. So they're life rafting on us, and we need to simply get off of me, bitch. Step over here into new creation, new paradigm. Nutritionaldiversity.com. Look at the videos. AI freaking, there it is. That's what we need to do now. It's 2026. The power grid needs powers anyway. The city wants us to do this. Because we go out, we make cultivation, bio power centers that can feed back into the grid a little bit. Because that's the next thing that's coming. I mean, do you not see the, don't think, that's the next thing that's coming. The vulnerability is there. The water supply vulnerability is there. The Peter Pan peanut butter vulnerability is there. They can spike any of this. Or cut off any of it, right? With the power, and you are effed in a big city. You are effed off Highway 95. Forget about it. That we didn't cultivate enough. We haven't been cultivational enough as a society. We've been completely control freak. And that's why we're killing everybody and killing the planet and all this nutso stuff. Because we didn't get out and cultivate and be sustainable and pay deep attention to nature to understand everything better. Yeah, what's up, AK? The Jedi Council comes together this morning. We didn't cultivate enough. We control freaked too much. And so now we're in a cancerous situation. You know what I mean? Had we been cultivators that paid deep attention to nature to understand everything better, and instead of paying attention to the devil, that's being distracted or deceived by the devil, you know what I mean? And becoming all kinds of princes and princesses of deception ourselves, making the devil smile. I can hear him laughing in the list. And the way, oh, you love these people? Look at them, these debaucherists. Porn addicted, gambling addicted, drug addicted, the black magic. They tested mummies in the pyramids, the Egyptian ancient period for positive cocaine, not just coca plant, but cocaine. They've been using these control freak algorithms on us for a long time, And we're just maybe waiting I mean, these are final times. If you can't see biblical prophecy and what's going on here, I don't know. You're blind. You know, you're one of these people I'm talking about. You could be pathetic, robotic, lost, gone. Cultivate your own soul. Listen to what I'm saying. That's number one. You know, cultivate your own soul, and maybe you cultivate that thing powerful enough inside of this existence that you could be contagious and help to cultivate other souls. That would be a really valiant idea. And I definitely know with the Native Americans and the Vikings and the ancient Asians and every single ancient culture on this holodeck planet for our souls, supposed history had figured out, which was valiance. You know, whatever mouth sound you want to put to it, Valhalla or the stage 2 or whatever, you definitely can feel the respect you do when you do the right thing and it was super hard and it came at cost to you. When you told, you know, these valiant people that sit in the joint like Julian Assange and all these other guys, they get persecuted and they sit, yeah, courage is contagious. We just need to be around the courage. Exactly. Yeah, we need to be around other Jedis and not these pathetic robots at all, because everything is contagious and we're going to be affected by what we allow inside of our vicinity. And that should be paid attention to for this entire test. You know, like all the sperms, they get to the egg, only one gets to the egg, right? You know what I mean? Who's passing this test right now? Not many. I've seen some of the worst characters and the last people that I would see, and some of them don't even chalk it up. No, I'm not that. They don't think they're that bad. They lie to themselves. They don't think they're that bad. You know, they don't think that they're little shitty, gossiping people that are creating, as Jordan Peterson says, black holes with their time instead of making creative use of their time, aligning themselves with the Creator, aligning themselves with the valiance that could be your discernment, election. But remember, this isn't just decision making or mouth sounding. This is action. We are doers. The valiant doer that does the right thing, even when it costs him, is going to get respect from above. That's what happened to me. No doubt about it. And it was actually precursored for all of us. It's precursored by the polar positive existence that has been there way before us. As I said before, this whole Big Bang, whatever you want to call the action that put the idea into motion, into enterprise, whatever you want to call that, it happened, and it happened inside the law of polarity. We know that, right? Because the training module for our soul itself, the earth, is coming out of that toroidal positive and negative charge, and everything on this planet has it, right? We have the free will within our metaphysical, scientific, real being to elect which side we're gonna go on, you know. And you know, for me, when I'm running through some hard situations and there's someone in here who's not able to gauge what's going on or whatever, I'm starting to look at it now as though I shouldn't have even brought this person with me. I should have known that this person wasn't ready, did not have the integrity, was not, you know what I mean, was going to run into this and be shattered by it, was not going to have the stamina or the character or the wherewithal to push forward and do the right things at each trial, you know. And I think that final crossover is 1000% going to be a sum of all the little crossroads that I just described. And you're either going to do the honest thing or you're going to do the deceptive thing, the polar negative thing. And I promise you, I've seen this over and over. My mother, thousands of people. You stack up enough of those little things high enough, there you go. We get you at the end, right? The test results are in. Look, you lied 1,000 times. You told the fucking truth barely at all. Why would I want to run with you? What next stage in the cool game, the dragon slaying adventure, the demon slaying adventure, are you going to run into with me? I shouldn't even bring you. I really shouldn't even bring you. You're not ready. You're just gonna get burnt up and shit on some more, and you're gonna turn around and stab me in the back when I'm fighting all this big stuff for us. You know, I'm best actually to make a holodeck training module to figure out who these motherfuckers are first and get them completely out of my system. We're all one love, one God, getting stronger, growing himself, weeding his garden, putting in, installing what's strong to make the overall organism and body of whatever it is way beyond our cognition. And if you can't accept that there are things beyond your cognition, you're another. Well, here we go. We've discerned once more that you have the MPD that they want you to get. You know, because how could you not understand something? How could you operate constantly without knowing everything and controlling it all? How could that possibly be? Well, just sit right there where you control everything and know it all and trap people. You'll be trapping people in that little thing, right? Because you'll need them at that point. You know, it's a fucking vicious cycle. And now we're 26 into this, so I'm just gonna get realer and realer as we go. It's a vicious cycle when you're a weak little bitch that's pathetic and talk shit about fucking valiant people. You will. It's all valiant people in the angelic thing. You're gonna get fucked for that. He's like, no, actually, dum-dum, that's an angel, and the assaults that you've done against that angel are so ridiculous. And that may be, I don't know, that may be what we're dealing with as far as the world stage right now and world events right now. I really don't know, because I don't know those people that well. I don't know the situation that well. And to say that I didn't know the situation that well would be a lie. And so I don't tell those lies. And so for me to come on here and be all opinionated and when clearly I don't have any reason to be doing that off of personal eyeball information, you know what I mean? So I can just right away know that that guy's a sucker anyway. Boom, done, right? So right now, we shouldn't be judging people. And I made a mistake recently, actually, doing that. Let me apologize to two of my other Jedi friends. Right now, maybe they see this, maybe they don't, but I put it out there because I'm an honorable cat and I always go through my inventory. And if I make a mistake, what's the biggest judge of character? The guy who can back up, take responsibility for his own mistakes, correct them, apologize, and not make them again, right? Okay, so, and we're gonna make mistakes in life. Again, watch out for these perfect people that know everything and control it, you know, watch out for them. Trust me, because they're gonna fuck your life up. And that's happened to me 10 times. It's like trying to get away from a jujitsu black belt. These people are manipulator professionals. I get it. The challenge is hard. The test is grand. You know, I very much pray that you pass. No doubt about it. And no doubt about it, they will do anything to fucking put the hook into you. They will do anything to every kind of mental slavery, every kind of trickery, every kind of usury, every kind of abusery that they can affect on you. They will do it. And some of these people that I'm talking about of the day, like I said, it's bled. The veins of this NPD, NPC, demonic fucking thing are all within society, all within the ranks of you, your brother, your sister, your daughter's one. You know what I mean? They're all over the place. You don't know how to control this stuff. All you can do is be your absolute best. And because that's the only thing that's going to get through to these other people who have fallen also. And maybe, you know, your goodness is absolutely more good than you think it is, and maybe their badness is absolutely more bad than they think it is, because we've all been deceived. So whether you like it or not, we're going to have to proceed a little bit, not understanding everything, control freak, know it all. You know what I mean? We're going to have to proceed realizing that a certain amount of this we're never going to know, but we're blessed to be inside of the learning zone. We're blessed to be in that growing, cultivational, experimentational, open-minded pursuit of what it is. Because the journey is the destination, and so many people are getting held back from having even in the journey. I know people that are living in a closet telling me that they know more than I do, and they're building empires, and they got this opportunity and they got that opportunity and all this stuff, and they're really truly being trapped by a little NPD tool in the system. You know, it is a design. All of these identities were designed. We found that out from Diddy. You know, we tell you how to sag your pants. I saw that on the streets in Philadelphia when I was flipping houses before that happened. And everything in the angelic realm was behind me in those endeavors. And no, this is a true story. I had a $20,000 charity operation for these kids that graduated from this Girard College. You can look it up. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm seeing some consistencies between them and my cowboy outfit that I grew up with. It was just, you can't compare anything with it. I've never seen another. So I was so lucky, so blessed. And it's so crazy how extreme some of those people have been changed. Some of those Jedis have now fallen to the dark side. It's fucking crazy. And that's why I'm like, wow, you know, the programming, the deception, it's really good. And once again, who am I to say that I see so much more clearer? Let me tell you real fast. I lived in nature for 8 years. I got away from this shit. I didn't even have a phone or a bank account. I didn't think I was coming back for a minute. I didn't want to when I did. When I started to come back into society and start to build shit up and buy iron horses instead of real horses and all that shit, I was like, fuck this. And I went back several times. You know, I was like, I don't even want to be a part of this. Everybody's so fake and wrapped in shit. You know what I mean? And then even our main leaders, like I was saying, I'll put this video. I love Chase U, but again, the size limit's too big. He's never going to give me the time of day. And that particular critic, and I'll put the link below, he had some valid stuff to say. Chase U could prove me wrong, though. And right? But it doesn't matter, because to me, I'm actually thinking Joe Bonamassa terms here. I really do want to keep it kind of a really good, very genuine, heavy-hitting club. Because we all know those little units, they just run through the herd and tear up everybody. When I got to United States Navy boot camp, the first thing I thought, I was like, fuck, this is the military. This is the kids they pull into this shit. Damn. You know, because you're thinking Navy SEALs and all this. I was like, man, me and my friends could fuck up this whole birthing, and we'd probably be moderately banged up, you know. Definitely, I could have took all my drill sergeants by myself, you know. But anyway, RPOX, RPC is what they're, yeah, RPC anyway. Oh, the military. People don't realize so many things, man, about that. But those of us who do, who actually know, who actually went through it, you know, yeah, there's a common ground. You know, I'm here for military vets. I'm here for PTSD people. Me and my crew. Kevin, too. What's up, dude? I saw you this morning. Good morning. Victor. All these guys. All these guys. There is a small assortment of self-help groups that I can tell you are really genuinely in that direction. And so if you want to get hold of me on Brandon Angel Fitness on Instagram, I'm sure you can sift around and find exactly what's best for you, where you fit in. But the main thing is that you're trying and you're hanging out with other cultivators you know, at least in the metaphysical sense. And things are going to improve. You're not going to sharpen the blade and not get an edge unless you're doing it the wrong way. And some people are really so stupid right now, they will dull the edge and think that they're doing the right thing. And if the devil can get you to that, that's a big smile. You know, he loves you. You fucking mongrel. You know, that talks like you know everything and is disrespectful as all hell to the people that could actually pull you ahead. You gotta realize you don't know it all, and you got lots of catching up to do, and that you've done some fucked up shit, and you better take responsibility for it, because we all have, and you better take responsibility for that the right way. And you've got liars around you. It's time. It's time for me too. It's time for all of us, a bunch of us, to cut the trash. You know, cut the BS and start living for real and making a real commitment to God. But that being said, it's been a wonderful Samurai Sunrise session with you guys this morning. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, these lives, I'm just checking in and chatting. And yeah, you know, listen, if you're a pathetic member of a fucking group of people who keeps talking about one person, and let's just say for a minute, you stopped and said, you know what? None of you know that guy, and the fact that we keep talking about him is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, yo, I don't want to be Brad Pitt, and I don't get the fucking benefits of his life. So I don't really need, you know what I mean? It really truly is pathetic. You know, how many people have some sort of opinion about me that have never spent one fucking second of their time with me? I mean, you know, seriously. The committees form these collective clubs. You are the pieces of shit all over the fucking good world. These negative, polar negative, gossiping. Gossip is cancer. Small jealous mindedness is cancer. All right, that's our call. All right, and no matter what violent storm is going on around the Jedi, his inner waters stay calm, and he makes the best decisions always. And we can pray in the storm, man. And let's do that, right? In the name of Jesus Christ, we love you, we love you, we love you. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. We're always thinking of you with a prayer in our heart. And we pray for the strength to do the right thing and to tell the truth and to keep only the company of others who do that. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. You guys, as a final ending word, strength is not gossip. That is weakness. Strength is not assuming you know something. That is weakness. Strength is finding out what it really is, shutting your mouth, and being strong, positive, and good for the young people in this world. Okay? Strength is not putting up with child abuse. There are innocent people that have not grown yet, and their own parents violate them, other people violate them, and that is fucking not okay. And we, as a society, we condemn these people, and they should have their heads lopped off in a soccer game played. However, in this society, don't even try it. You see? Don't even try it. Because the amount of greasy shit that will come from you calling out a narcissist, it is what it is. These people will spend their whole lives trying to punish you. But that's fine, because that just means you can spend your whole life telling the truth. Who, in the face of evil, lies, and that registers high on the angelic meter for that final crossover we talked about. So let me just leave you there.